VOA News, I'm Tommie McNeil. The UN Security Council condemned the bombing outside a shopping center, Benghazi, Libya, that left 3 UN staffers dead and several other people wounded. The blast occurred outside a shopping mall where people were gathering supplies to celebrate the Muslim holiday. Bintou Keita is the UN's Assistant Secretary General for Peace Operations.
This horrific attack came at a time when people in Benghazi were preparing for the Eid al-Adha holiday in an area supposedly under full security control of General Haftar's Libyan National Army forces.
The Benghazi Municipal Council said the attack targeted a convoy for the UN support mission in Libya. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack as of yet. Police used tear gas on protesters in Hong Kong after anti-government marches went ahead in 2 areas of the Chinese territory Saturday in defiance of an official ban. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma has details.
Police levelled tear gas canisters at a crowd of some 1,000 people in an evening standoff at a commuter rail station in Tai Wei in the northern region of New Territories. In a separate incident, tear gas was fired at protesters who surrounded a police station on the northern side of Hong Kong's harbour. Also, protesters have blocked an entrance to a tunnel that carries traffic under the harbour. Hong Kong is in its 9th week of demonstrations that began in response to a proposed extradition law, but have expanded to include other grievances and demands for more democratic freedoms. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And find more at voanews.com. This is VOA News. There are and have been reports of panic buying of iodine drops in Severodvinsk. Emergency officials reported a spike in background radiation. The White Sea Bay, where both the shipbuilding port and the regional capital are located in Russia, has been ordered closed for swimming and fishing due to the presence of toxic rocket fuel. A month after a fire aboard a secretive military submarine killed 14 people and prompted criticism of the Russian Defense Ministry, a new fatal incident involving military forces in Russia's far north has raised new criticism of how authorities handle deadly and potentially embarrassing information. Almost 50,000 opposition supporters rallied and dozens were arrested in Moscow Saturday at one of the largest authorized protests since President Vladimir Putin's return to the Kremlin in 2012. Protesters crowded a central street where city authorities deployed a massive police presence, including officers in riot gear, after giving permission for the rally to move forward. More than 100 people were detained. In recent weeks, thousands have attended street protests calling for free and fair elections after the exclusion of several opposition figures from local Moscow polls next month, including allies of top Putin critic Alexei Navalny. In Bucharest and other cities across the country Saturday, Romanians rallied to mark the first anniversary of a massive anti-corruption protest that government violently quelled. The demonstrations come amid public outrage over the authorities' response to kidnapping and killing last month of a 15-year-old girl, a case that revealed deep flaws in the police system of the European Union and NATO member ally. U.S. Attorney General William Barr has ordered the Inspector General to open an investigation into financier Jeffrey Epstein's death in jail while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges in New York. AP correspondent Ben Thomas.
In a statement, Attorney General William Barr says he was appalled to learn of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and that it happened in federal custody raises serious questions that must be answered. The FBI is also investigating the death. The U.S. Bureau of Prisons says Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan Saturday morning. He was facing sex trafficking charges to which he had pleaded not guilty. A person familiar with the matter tells the Associated Press Epstein had been taken off suicide watch at the end of July. I'm Ben Thomas.
I'm Tommie McNeil, VOA News.